Welcome to Mind the Major, where I say use your mind, don't lose your mind, don't get left behind, become a mind. We family over here.
Get your ass off the couch!
Today, in Diddy news, man, it appears that the family of Tupac Shakur has hired some hard-hitting attorneys to investigate Diddy and the death of Tupac Shakur in connection with the death of Tupac Shakur. Just wanted to emphasize that. So, and that led me to think, right? That right there led me to think of something that Suge Knight said. And this is since he's been incarcerated. He was doing an interview with someone, and he clearly stated in reference to the Tupac and Biggie murders. And these are Suge Knight's confirmed words. This is something that actually came from his mouth. And he actually said, if you solve one case, you solve the other. And I started thinking about that when I heard that these lawyers were going to be investigating Diddy in reference to the Tupac murder. Led me to believe, I'm like, well, if he actually had a hand in the Tupac murder, would that mean that he had a hand in the murder of Notorious B.I.G.? So I started going back through that little things, and there were a lot of Easter eggs, right? What they call Easter eggs. Why they call them Easter eggs, I don't know. I don't know everything, but they call them Easter eggs. I don't see anything coming good from Easter eggs. Nothing comes good with Easter eggs but gas. And that's goofy ass shit. Now, I mean, that's another subject for another day. But anyway, we're going to start here, all right? You have Suge Knight making that statement about you solve one case, you solve the other. Now, there's been this long, ongoing thing about Keefy D. Well, he done told on himself as far as his involvement with the Tupac murder. But there's been this speculation, this long-going speculation that Diddy paid for that hit, you know? Allegedly $1 million for the hit to Keefy D. And this was said by a former bodyguard of Diddy, Gene Dill, a while ago, right? Now, as we all know, Keefy D is currently in Nevada on trial. Or, I don't think the trial's actually started yet, but he's locked up for the murder of Tupac, right? Now, a lot of people don't know that Nevada Police Department actually has questioned Diddy in connection with that case, right? They had him voluntarily come in. They voluntarily came in with his attorney, and they questioned him and released him, right? Now, with Keefy D being, charged with that murder of Tupac, Keefy D has, in his own words, said, and there's paperwork out there that states it as well, that Keefy D actually made a deal with the feds a long time ago in reference to that whole thing. That's where the information came out that he was there and this, that, and the third, right? So I got to thinking, well, what if the feds came and visited Keefy D again and he made another deal, right? And he made another deal. And I'm just saying, I don't know if this is any truth to this or not. I'm just saying it's a thought, right? What if he made another deal with the feds, right? And implicated Diddy in this whole thing, right? And maybe that's what sparked off the whole thing. Look, we're going to grab him. We're going to grab him for this over here while we further investigate this. Because it's been said that the federal government said that there's more than likely going to be more charges coming, right? Then I started thinking, right? People tend to say stuff, with the whole snitching thing. You know what I mean? People give you information without actually, I ain't gonna tell on nobody, but I'm a tell it, right? I'm gonna tell it, but I ain't gonna tell on nobody, right? So I get to remembering little things I heard in certain music and stuff, right? And one song in particular, right, was a song by Notorious B.I.G. Song entitled My Downfall. My Downfall, featuring DMC from the great rap group Run DMC, right? And this was off of B.I.G.'s Life After Death album. Song was titled My Downfall. And one of the verses in this particular song, right? I have it here. I actually wrote it down, right? Check this out, right? One of the verses go, well, in the verse, I picked certain stuff from the verse. It says, Mom crouched up over the casket, screaming bastard, crying. Wait a minute, give me a second. Yeah, I can read too. You know what I mean? Mom crouched up over the basket. Mom crouched up over the casket, screaming bastard, crying. She know my friends is lying. Y'all know who killed them, filled him with them Lugers from their Rugers or their deserts. Dying ain't the shit, but it's pleasant, kinda quiet. Watch my niggas bring the riot, giving cats the opposite of diets. You gain 30 pounds when you die, no lie, lazy eye. I was high when they hit me, took a few cats with me. I need the company, apologies in order. Tell T I love my daughter. If it was up to me, you would be with me, sorta like Daddy Dearest. My vision be the clearest. Right? So, does this, in fact, mean that Biggie had a glimpse into what was about to happen? Because his death happened during the time when, right before his album dropped, or right before his album dropped. They went to Cali to promote the album, right? So did Biggie actually get a glimpse of what was to take place? And then the song starts, right? You can go Google the song. You go to any streaming platform and Google the song. Notorious B.I.G., My Downfall. When the song starts, right, there's this ominous phone call, right, where somebody supposedly calls him on the phone with a threatening, breathing hard, gonna kill you, motherfucker. We gonna kill you. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, you soft, dude. You know what I mean? Whereas though you're getting a threatening phone call, right? And then you have these type of lyrics, right? And then there's another line in there where he say, this goes out to niggas with their fingers in their ass again, $50 half a man. And then you have all these things coming up right now in regards to Diddy. and his sexuality. You know what I mean? So was that a shot? Was that line a shot at Diddy? Is that something that Diddy used to do in the studio? I mean, his studio was called Daddy's house. You know what I mean? When he would be in there recording big, would he be in there with fingers? Man, Diddy, I hope you wasn't in there pulling fingers out your backside, bro, and then controlling the board, Mo. I hope you wasn't doing that, bro. I gotta get off topic for a minute because my mind then went somewhere else. And I didn't read this. Now, I'm got me thinking about the fact that his producing squad was called Hitmen. And somebody made a joke about this one day last week. Somebody said something about the fact that his producing squad was called Hitmen. And they was like, maybe that was their name because they was all men that Puffy hit. Right? And I was like, nah, I didn't find that funny. You know what I mean? Me, myself, I didn't find that funny. But if you found it funny, let me know in the comment section, right? But anyway, back to what we was talking about, right? Now you have lyrics like this, and it's like it was a foretelling of what was to come. Being that Gene, they'll say, the whole thing, Puffy pulling security on Big. He got in there. I took a few cats in this verse. I took a few cats with me. I need the company. He had a car full of his homeboys. What he had? He had Junior Mafia in the car with him. Junior Mafia members in the car with him. Did he feel like if I'm gonna go, I'm taking my people with me? You know what I mean? I had some company. You know what I mean? Did he know? Did Big actually know? You know what I mean? But you can't be a street dude and run. You know what I mean? Man, if I, you know what I mean? If I get up out of Dodge, that's gonna hurt my image. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just kind of eerie to me, to say the least, right? Then there was this other song, right? And this was a song not too long ago, right? And this is a song by JayZ, right? The song by JayZ is called Caught Their Eyes, and this was off the 444 album, right? And one of the verses in this song, it states, it says, the eyes speak the truth when everything else lies. My crash course was much tougher around friends that killed their friends and hugged their friend mothers. Show up to the funeral with blank stares, invisible ink. I had to read things that wasn't there, right? That's crazy, right? Now everybody, people, not everybody, but people are saying that Diddy had something to do with Big's murder, right? And this is something that actually happened. You know what I mean? If that was the case, if he actually had a hand in the murder of Big, then you show up to the funeral hugging that man's mother. You know what I mean? That's nasty work right there. That's nasty work. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So is that a way? And basically, this is more than likely from JayZ's last album. I mean, that could very well be the last album that Jay ever puts out. So did he wait until his last album to throw that out there? Because a lot of Jay's lyrics go over people's heads, and it might be 10, 15 years before those lyrics even be deciphered and anybody actually know what exactly he was referring to. But anyway, like I say, this just had my mind going in reference to the whole thing where they say the family is investigating, and the whole thing just stuck with me as far as with Suge. He sat there and he said it. If you solve one case, you solve the other. I guess we gonna find out. I guess we gonna find out. But what's the biggest shame in this whole thing? That you went from this iconic status, right? Here you have a man that went from this iconic status, right? To being merely a cautionary tale, right? A cautionary tale of what so-called quote-unquote fame can do to a person, you know? So I just have to say to those out there that feel like you know what I mean, the thing you want most in life is that quote unquote fame. And the words of someone I had a lot of respect for, my man T History. He interviewed me on his channel one time, right? And this was before he passed. Interviewed me on his channel, maybe a couple weeks before he passed, right? And one of the things he said to me, right? As far as this whole YouTube thing, people get on here thinking about getting those numbers, you know what I mean? Getting quote unquote what you would call famous to a degree. But he was like, you got to be sure that's what you actually want. Because there's a lot of stuff that comes with that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that comes with being quote unquote famous. And you have to make sure that that's what you actually want and that you want to be actually ready for it. You know what I mean? And that made me think like, because I'm a type, me myself, I'm kind of a private person to an extent. So I don't know if I would actually want to be outside and just not being able to move around like you want to be able to move around without being bothered all the time. You know what I mean? But anyway, we gonna see how this all pan out. But if you ask me, I think he's done. I think he's done. I think when it's all said and done, I think it's gonna come out that he actually had something to do with both of these individuals' demise. Sad to say, I mean, this is what I actually believe. I actually believe this, that this is what happened. You know what I mean? And it's messed up. It's messed up. And then you have the fact that they've taken, I don't know if they've taken or the family have voluntarily given up their passports. I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Sad situation. And you talking about federal, and they turn this thing into a RICO, you know what I mean? Because it's not hard for them to put somebody, add a person onto a RICO case, into a conspiracy case, and say, well, you helped them. You know what I mean? You helped them. And help could be as small as you went and picked that minor up from the airport. You know what I mean? You assisted. Yo, you connected him with this person. You know what I mean? The smallest things. You hid money for him. It's crazy. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? Not saying by the time, I think they're going to turn his lights out, man. I think they're going to turn his lights out. Like I say, from icon to cautionary tale. It's a crazy world. Careful what you ask for. Anyway, man. Until next time, remember, great minds think alike, and everybody got greatness in them at some point or another. And you never know when somebody's going to come along and pull that greatness up out you. So till the next time I see you, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share. It's your boy C Major, 2 in the air.
And the other thing is for these, I'm quite sure they saw the first one, they saw the second one, the same circle of people, you know. And the other thing is